Froth flotation process is mainly used for metal sulfide ores. Mainly froth flotation process is applicable for metal sulfide ores like CuFeS2 ZnS, copper pyrite ores, and zinc blende. The speciality of taking the metal only in sulfide form is metal particles here are lighter than the impurities. In the sulfide ores, the particles are lighter when compared to the impurities. They float to the surface. Let us see this froth flotation process. Once we got the ore from the earth crust, we make it into a fine powder. What is the process? That is called as crushing. By crushing, we convert the ore into powdered form. Powdered form. This powdered form ore, we make it into a solution, and we take that solution here, and by using a fan, rotate this, stir this solution. Whenever we stir the solution with the help of this fan, it forms the foam. This foam floats onto the surface. This foam consists of the metal particles. It will be collected on the surface. From this surface, it is collected into a container here. Later from here, it is collected and it is dried under sunlight. It is dried under sunlight. From there, we get the ore. All the impurities will be removed and we get the ore. See, this process won't take place on its own by simply. We have to do some steps for that. Let us see the way to learn it. I made it into a chart so that you can learn in an easy way. Frothers. First thing is frothers. Frothers are the substances which helps to make the foam. See students, in froth flotation process we are taking the metal sulfide ore. This metal sulfide ore, we made it into a fine powder. That powder we are taking in the form of the solution. Here, by using a fan, we rotate the solution, means we stir the solution, then foam will be formed. Along with the foam, these ore particles come up and it floats on the surface. From there we collect the complete foam along with the ore particles. After that we keep under sunlight, then all the impurities will be removed and we get the ore. This means the foam will be dried off. Under sunlight the foam will be dried off and we get the ore. But this process won't take place, I want to say that it won't take place on its own, and we have to do some steps for that. I made it into a, see here, I am going to discuss in an easy way. Let us see the tricky way to learn the froth flotation process. First thing is we add the frothers. Frothers are the substances which help to make the foam. Right. To this we add the frothers. Frothers, what is the function, students? Frothers are useful to make the foam. Whenever we take the ore particles in the solution, it won't form the foam easily. We have to add this frothers. Frothers examples, pine oil, camphor oil. This pine oil or camphor oil, whenever we add, it forms the foam. Whenever foam is formed, it immediately again converts into the solution, so that we add froth stabilizers. Froth stabilizer function is they increase the life period of froth. Once the froth is formed, we add the froth stabilizers so that it increases the life period. Examples to this is aniline and cresol. See students, this chart is very important. because in many exams they ask these questions. What are frothers? What are flow stabilizers? Give me an example to flow stabilizers. Give an example. Which of the following is an example to the frother? Example, CuSO4, aniline, cresol, pine oil. Then what is your answer? Pine oil is the answer. These kind of questions you get. So listen carefully. Next one is, once the foam is formed, these ore particles should be absorbed into the foam so that it floats on to the surface, right? Then we have to add surfactants or the collectors. Their function is, surfactants and collectors helps in collection of froth or adsorption of ore particles on surface of the froth, right? Example, sodium ethyl xanthate or sodium lauryl sulfate. Let us see the structure of sodium ethyl xanthate. Sodium ethyl xanthate, C2H5O, C double bond S, S minus, Na plus. This is the structure. Here, if you observe, it consists of two parts. One is this one, other one is this. This is non-polar part. We call it as hydrophobic part. And this is a polar part. We call it as hydrophilic part. Hydrophilic part. Ore consists of the metal particles. See, this is the ore. Ore consists of the metal particles, and these they have charge, right? This hydrophilic part I am representing like this, and hydrophobic part I represent like this. This is polar part and this is non-polar part. This ore is polar. This ore particle, whenever it is polar, it attracts which part in these two? Hydrophilic part it attracts. So the hydrophilic part of the sodium ethyl xanthate, whatever the surfactant we are adding, this head means this hydrophilic part is towards the ore and hydrophobic part is away from the ore. This hydrophilic part away and hydrophilic is towards, hydrophobic is away. Then what happens? All the hydrophobic parts are away from the ore. So that what happens here? This is complete. This one you can say it is hydrophobic. The ore got the hydrophobic nature. Hydrophobic nature. Try to understand one point. Before we took the ore into a solution, means ore is dissolved in the water, so that ore is soluble in water. But now we are making the ore as an hydrophobic one. Hydrophobic one means it is insoluble in water. We are making the ore as water repellent. Water repellent. By using what? By using surfactants or collectors, we are making the ore as an water repellent. So this particle now it is not soluble in water. Whenever it is not soluble in the water, it tries to move away from the water and it mixes with the foam and it floats on the surface. Understood? First what we discussed? Froth. Froth makes the foam. Froth stabilizers increase the life period of the foam. This surfactants makes the ore as an water repellent one, and then this ore will be absorbed into the froth and it floats onto the surface. Once this floats onto the surface, it will be collected and all the impurities settles down. Impurities remains down. From here we get the ore. Suppose the ore has a mixture of ZnS and PbS. Both are sulfide ores. Then what happens is both forms the foam. Both mixes along with the foam and it flows to the surface. But if ZnS is the impurity, only we want PbS to float along with the foam so that we can separate easily, and ZnS should settles at the bottom of the container. Then what you have to do is add an agent like depressants. Depressants, what it do is it decrease the flotation of ore particles. Depressants are the substances which decrease the flotation of the ore particles, and activating agents are the substances which increase the flotation of the ore particles. Here ZnS is the impurity. How to consider impurity is, see students, suppose we have silver and copper. If silver is 95% and copper is just 5%, then copper you have to consider as impurity. If silver is 5% in that ore, in the mixture of that ore, and copper is 95%, then we have to consider silver as an impurity. Depending upon the amount it is present, lesser amount we have to treat it as impurity, and the one which is present in higher amounts we have to treat it as the one we have to get it. In out of ZnS and PbS, if it is less, then we don't want this to float on the surface. We add a depressant like aqueous NaCN, so that Zn dissolves in this and forms a complex, soluble complex ZnCN4 2-. This is soluble in water. Whenever this is a soluble complex in water, it won't floats onto the surface. Then what happens? Only PbS floats onto the surface along with the foam. Then we separate the PbS. Once PbS is separated, then what we do is we add copper sulfate. Copper sulfate react with this and forms the ZnS. Once ZnS again it is formed, it floats onto the surface along with the foam. Again we can get the ZnS also. In this way, NaCN decreases the flotation of the ore particles. We call it as an, this is called depressant. And here CuSO4 is increasing the flotation of the ZnS again. It is called as activating agent.